environmental permit for mining and quarrying activities. I'm Dion Jackson-Miller. Thank you so much for joining me courtside. Time for tea.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper.
Natural Resources Conservation Authority, they said no as well. They said no to the permit because of likely damage to the environment, groundwater, public health. So after the permit was refused, the company appealed to the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, as it was then called. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who is a portfolio minister, announced that he was allowing the appeal so the development could go ahead. 8 residents in the area went to court to challenge the granting of the permit, and they won. The court ruled that their constitutional right to a healthy environment would likely be breached by the development, that the minister's decision to overrule NRC.
I just want to take time to say good evening to everybody joining right now. Good evening to all the people joining on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. We're listening to Dion Jackson-Miller, attorney at law and journalist at the RGR Communication Group. And one of the things she's talking about is the Supreme Court ruling on Prime Minister Andrew Holness' overturn of NRCA and Forestry Department, who turned down a permit for a company called Bengal to do mining in the Dry Harbor Mountain. Those agencies have to give permit for any kind of mining in Jamaica. They turned down the permit and said, absolutely not. No mining should take place in this area. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, who is the minister in charge of those entities, overturned the ruling of the technical people. Some citizens took it to court, and the court ruled in the citizens' favor that that mining project would endanger their safety and would destroy the aquifers, that's the underground water source, and of course said that the Prime Minister breached the Constitution. Dion Jackson-Miller, as I said, she's an attorney at law and a journalist. She dove deep into it, and we're listening to a little bit of her interpretation of what the judges said.
The minister's decision to overrule NRCA and grant the permit and the permit itself were unconstitutional, null and void, and of no effect. Now, it looks as if the government will appeal the ruling. No surprise there, given how strong this judgment is, given the very clear message it sends that a minister can't just overrule a technical entity with no explanation and no evidence-based reasons. Also, I would say that a Court of Appeal ruling is precedent setting. It's much stronger than a Supreme Court ruling, which I call a first instance ruling. So when you're dealing with something really important, and this case was really important, it was looking at a constitutional right. That's a fairly new constitutional right that there isn't a lot of jurisprudence about, that when you're dealing with something like that, it really is important to have a Court of Appeal ruling on it. So that's not a bad thing. Now, I wish I could give you an estimate of how long that's likely to take to get a Court of Appeal judgment, but I really can't. There's been a whole series of cases expressing concern about the length of time it's taking to get judgment. All right, so let's get into now why the Forestry Department was so opposed to granting this permit, why the NRCA initially refused the permit, and what the court said in striking down the permit. Now, I said in the first video that the letter from the Forestry Department that said no to granting the environmental permit was one of the strongest I've seen. Forestry Department never talk with water in their mouth. For my non-Jamaican friends, when we say somebody doesn't talk with water in their mouth, it means they're speaking fearlessly and frankly and boldly. And speaking of not talking with water in their mouth, this ruling was a very strong one. In particular, the ruling from Justice Wintblair. In fact, that's the one I'm quoting from in this video. That was the longest, it was the most comprehensive judgment. It was really strong. Look, sometimes the Supreme Court rules, and honestly, sometimes even if you agree with the decision they come to, it's kind of hard to figure out how they got to that decision. Sometimes the reasoning isn't very clear. Sometimes the judgment just isn't very well written or doesn't engage with all the points of law. That wasn't the case here. This ruling was clear. It engaged with the issues. It engaged with the law, and the reasoning was easy to follow. Pick up yourself, Justice Winkler. Now, the court said that the Forestry Department wrote a letter dated February 24, 2020, and the department opposed the application for the permit in trenchant terms. Trenchant means they said, hell no. Forestry Department criticized the environmental impact assessment. They said nobody never talked to them about the EIA that looked at the pros and cons of establishing this quarry. And they said that was why only cursory attention was paid to the devastating impact that the expansion of the quarry would have on the forest resources in the area. They said the forest in the area is unique, naturally occurring mature limestone forest that is generally called woodland or scrub. They said this type of forest cover is pivotal, critical to maintaining associated aquifers, which are an important source of groundwater for the North Coast. Aquifers are underground layers that hold groundwater. Now stick a pin, because we tend to look at everything in a very black and white way, right? We tend to see a lot of forest, for instance, as bush, and we always want to cut down bush and put up nice, pretty apartments and nice, fancy malls. Look, do we need some of that? Clearly. I mean, I love a good mall myself, but we also do have to understand, that there is a real connection between leaving forests in place and the water we drink and the air we breathe. There have to be areas where you say, look, we can't build here, you can't mine here, you can't quarry here, because short-term financial gain will not make up for the long-term environmental pain that we would be inflicting on ourselves. And the truth is, over the years, our governments have been absolutely terrible at drawing a line in the sand when it comes to developments going up. It's like nowhere's off limit for them. Now, anytime people want to mine or quarry, right, they tell you, yeah, man, we can't do it because we're going to rehabilitate afterwards. And a lot of times, quite frankly, that turns out to BS. People then do their mining, then quarrying, then take their money and then gone. Exhibit A, bauxite mining, and the kind of devastation that has been left in many communities because of bauxite mining. So forestry called BS on the issue of Bengal rehabilitating after this mining and quarrying. They said historically we have yet to see a quarry site that has been decommissioned and successfully reforested or adequately revegetated. Now, those are really strong words. They're saying this now happened, nobody come to it with that. They said in light of that, the agency hereby registers its strong objection to the proposed expansion of the quarrying and mineral processing activities at the Rio Buena quarry. See what I mean? This is a really strong letter. I have to say kudos to Forestry Department for doing their work and standing up for the forest. And right now I feel like channeling some Dr. Seuss, because I'm reading this and I'm hearing, I am the Lorax, I speak for the trees. If you know, you know. Now, the NRCA had refused the application, and again, they recommended that it should be refused after Bengal had appealed. Them never budge. The way the court said it was that the NRCA's position is that the minister overruled both its refusal to grant the permit as well as its appeal report. The appeal report included a list of proposed mitigation measures, but at the end of the day, still said the application should be refused. Now, NRCA laid out very, very thoroughly why they were so opposed to this permit being granted. Take a look. Number one, they said the proposed development is contrary to the St. Anne Development Order. As I explained in the first video, the development order zoned an area for special protection, and this proposed site for the quarry was included in that zone. They said the proposed quarry will have a deleterious effect on the environment in general. They said the impact and loss of biodiversity and natural resources in an area of environmental significance and unique biodiversity is irreplaceable. They said the quarry is located in an area that has porous limestone and is part of 2 watersheds. The underground hydrology will be impacted. That means water supply, folks, water. They said the quarry will exacerbate air quality impacts on the air sheds and may have a deleterious effect on public health, particularly from noise and dust pollution. An air shed is a particular geographical area with air. NRCA also spoke about the unprecedented number of objections that they got from residents and stakeholders, 40 out of 70 attendees at a meeting. The NRCA spoke about the Forestry Department's position, that letter I just read for you, the absence of sufficient mitigation and the irreversibility of loss, meaning once it's gone, we can't get it back. NRCA referred as well to the ecological and historical importance of the forest that is believed to be in virtually the same condition as it was when Columbus sailed into the nearby harbor in 1494. Now, this is huge. This is an area that's believed to be in more or less the same condition as it was when Mr. Man come here with him crosses colonizer them. You know how rare that is? That's a big deal. NRCA also said the area is characterized by raised fossil reefs, wave-cut limestone terraces, dramatic limestone cliffs, and caves. The Discovery Bay Marine Laboratory uses the area for research and field education. So at trial, the NRCA didn't call any witnesses. They just stood their ground. They stood by their initial refusal. They stood by the appeal report. Their position was that the minister made his decision. So after that, they acted in accordance with his directives by issuing the permit. And you have to respect the NRCA stance on this one, consistent all the way through. Now, Bengal was arguing that.
Thank you very much, Miss Diane Jackson Miller. So we play that clip, and you can go to our YouTube page and watch the entire thing. NRCA said no to Bengal. She's on YouTube. You can watch the entire clip. And she did 2 parts on this. The issue that we are having with this, and I want to go to a piece that I did. And this piece that I did also include something from this very same lady, because I did a piece on YouTube, and the piece, not YouTube, sorry, I did a piece on TikTok on this very same Bengal issue. It has received 108,000 views, over 3,000 likes, and almost 300 comments. And I want you all to listen to it. Listen to this.
The NARA bill gives the Prime Minister the authority to overrule government agencies and local authority. So the Parish Council gets a plan for a NARA project, and they don't want to pass it, or they don't pass it. The Prime Minister can pass it as if it is the Parish Council that pass it. NEPA gets a plan, and NEPA said, no, this is going to damage the environment. The Prime Minister can pass it. Well, before I go to Marshy, the Prime Minister has done that before. The Prime Minister has done that before. NEPA, Forestry, said the Dry Harbor project should not be passed. Andrew Holness pass it. I'm going to play what the court says. I'm going to RGR beyond the headlines with this lady, Diane Jackson Miller. She was reading from the ruling of the judges. Open the line. Listen this.
Additional reactions to the Constitutional Court's ruling for the Bengal mining lease. And it's a 94-page judgment. It's a very, very thorough judgment. And the court, during the judgment, points to The regulatory authority, that's the Natural Resources
Listen
Conservation
this good enough.
Authority, is having refused the application for the permit. The authority expressly stated that the proposed development should not be approved and identified likely harm to natural resources and public health. They made reference to what they call the trenchant objection from the Forestry Department, identifying irreplaceable loss of dry limestone forests, failure of post-quarry reforestation efforts at other sites, and the importance of the forest, including oxygen production, water filtration, and so on. And then they go down, they say a little later on, and I want to read this because this is really important. They speak about the minister's treatment of the environmental evidence. And of course, this is a minister of what was then economic growth and job creation, now economic growth and infrastructure development, which is the prime minister. It said, and it speaks of his treatment of the environmental evidence. It says the concerns before him were considerable and wide-ranging. They covered biodiversity, hydrology, air quality, public health, scenic value, and the impossibility of restoring the lost forests despite any post-quarry rehabilitation efforts. The NRCA is a body charged by law with environmental protection. Its assessments carry substantial weight. The court said it is not saying that the minister has to agree with the NRCA, but once he chose to disagree, there had to be a clear evidence-based reason justification for doing so. There has to be something explaining why the authority's conclusion was wrong, overstated, or sufficiently answered. There is no such reasoning before the court. And the court said the minister hearing the appeal remained bound by the Constitution. And let me
hear that. The judge said.
So, we're playing all of that this evening. And you might wonder why. Because it comes down to a bill was passed in the Senate on Friday, the NARA bill. A bill that what was wrong in this instance, the same case, the Bengal application to do mining in the Dry Harbor Mountains. The government is writing this wrong into law. Caribbean Radio HD, all my families living over there in the US, and catching a little bits and pieces of Jamaica news. Those of you who follow some vloggers and bloggers, people who don't even understand the things that they are talking about on social media, but they want to be on social media, so they are misleading you. When it comes to a Tuesday evening, I sometimes back up, and for those of you who are listening on PortlandspiceTV, you might say, why Shaka go over this? But on a Tuesday evening, we are on radio, mainstream radio, Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. In fact, this radio station covers the largest section of Florida as any one radio station. From Miami go all the way up until the border of Jacksonville. So when you talk about Miami, Miami-Dade, Broward County, you talk about Port St. Lucie, you talk about West Palm Beach, you talk about, where them have the car racing again, Dayton, all the way up to, which part them have, where the state, which part them have, the fun part, the man, where that place the name again, Natalie? Where them have, yeah, man, but Caribbean Radio cover all of them places there. As me say, go all the way up to Jacksonville. Yeah? So, Daytona, yeah, man, Daytona, and you have some more place up there, man. The place where them have the oh, God. But the people then go a year time, nuts, man. The people them get visa for go. Orlando. Yes, man. Orlando. The whole of them, the place there. Disney World, Caribbean Radio cover all of them place there. Caribbean Radio is in Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York. So allow me to basically bring the listeners of Caribbean Radio up to speed. Allow me to Panama City, all of them place there. Allow me to also bring Brother Gary up to speed, because Bro Gary is a man we like Andrew. And there's nothing wrong with liking Andrew, Bro Gary, but Andrew now perform like how Andrew, like how you would have want Andrew to perform. So Andrew overrule NEPA and forestry. The technical people, the people will go to school, university, to protect the environment. And you decide to build it with source of concrete. It have brought down. Yeah. So the technical people in strong term come out and say no. Don't do it. And they point out the reasons why it ought not to be done. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, in his wisdom or lack thereof, go ahead and approve the thing. And say the man them can go mine in the dry harbor mountain down a Senton. So we want to say thanks to the citizens who decide to take it to court. They took it to court. The Supreme Court, 3 judges sat, and they ruled that the Prime Minister, for about the 7th time, breached the Constitution and the people's Constitution right. Nardi, good evening. Annette, good evening. Sonia Ellis, good evening. Golden Heart, good evening. Annette Morris. Auntie Maureen. Auntie Elaine, good evening. So the Prime Minister overruled the technical people. The court say you're wrong. But all that comes right in time when the government tabled a bill called NARA, National Restoration and Resilient Agency, something like that. Maybe I get that wrong. I might have gotten the acronym wrong, but NARA. A lot of things in the NARA that the opposition is against. But let me say to the GLP trolls and supporters, it's not just the PNP. 28 civil society groups, church group, NGOs, 28 groups outside of the political fray come together and pen a letter and say that the bill must go to a joint select committee at the parliament so that we can have a strong bill to rebuild Jamaica. Yes, 28 civil society groups say the thing need for relook. I go further. Marlene Malawu Fort, a government member, GLP MP, former Attorney General, former Minister of Constitutional Reform, in her contribution in the debate on the NARA bill, no less than 6 times said the bill needs reworking. But the GLP insists to push it through. I want to bring you up there to a clip, because one of the things that I am asking the government, why you don't want to allow the CEO to come to the parliament once or twice yearly to answer questions from parliamentarians. But I have a man who says that he's a Labour man on the line. I believe that he's a PNP man. He's a confused PNP. But me could talk to him. Nephew, good evening. Nephew.
Mr. Ben.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
How you do?
I am doing it.
I were told today that I am a big liar than a propaganda is.
Who tell you that?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Because I see a GLP man, hold on, me tell you, I see a GLP man say, nephew, him a wonder about nephew is a PNP, you know. So the labor right, them a beat your bad now. You better sing a sanky, light a candle, and find your backside back home. Because the labor right, they burning you out.
Let me tell you, Colin, before I go any further.
Yes.
When it come on to PNP, I don't even want to hear the name of the specific color.
Me say,
Well,
you better sing a sanky, light a candle, and find your way back home. Go ahead.
Anywhere. The Nara bill.
Yes.
I mentioned in the discussion that my understanding that the Nara bill, the CEO, if he end up involved in wrongdoing and being brought before the court, is the taxpayers would have to pay his legal costs, and if he been fined, the taxpayers would have to also pay the fine. I've been told that's a lie.
Who tell us a lie that?
Well, I am just asking you, Mr. Bell, if that is so or I am lying.
That is so. There's an indemnity clause in the bill that indemnify the CEO of NARA. Once he says that whatever he did it in good faith, the taxpayers of Jamaica will have to foot the bill. And him not go to prison.
The next thing, I mentioned in the discussion that my understanding that another part of the bill is saying that if a whistleblower should have come up, meaning that that person mentioned of irregularity, there's clause in the bill which would make that person feel like I didn't commit the crime and being charged, so forth.
I think it's $1 million or a year in prison. I don't remember the fine, but there is a charge for anybody who leak any information out of the NARA. Any staff will leak any information.
And I also mention again that the NARA bill give the Prime Minister or the Minister too many power outside of the Parliament. I were told that a lie again. The Cabinet would have to approve any decision the Minister.
No,
the Minister would have to go to the Cabinet.
No, listen. The NARA bill have a thing in it called stepping orders. And that's why I was playing those clips. What the stepping order does, if NARA is going to do a project and they submit their plan to the parish council, and when the plan got to parish council, it got to NEPA, it got to fire, it got to certain agencies. If they take too long, or if they refuse to, if they say that they can't pass this because this is not right, the Prime Minister can pass the bill as if it was the parish council who passed it, or NEPA. That is the stepping order. The Prime Minister also can give directions to NARA.
And finally, Mr. Bell, do NARA representative can be called up by the Standing Account Committee for questioning?
Not just so.
By the CEO.
Not just so. You mean the Standing Finance Committee?
Yes.
No. And I want you to listen this. Spend a little time. Listen this. Listen this.
Instrument of transparency.
Listen this.
And oversight of the Parliament for the Chief Executive Officer to come here and answer questions from any member in the Standing Finance Committee on his report. And I'm proposing an amendment to do that.
I'm just making sure the leader of opposition is finished.
Yes. Yes.
I want back it up, little nephew.
Yes.
A provision saying that the report is referred to the Standing Finance Committee of the House of Representatives, and that committee may require the Chief Executive Officer to attend a meeting of the Standing Finance Committee to answer any questions in relation to the report. That is what happens in relation to the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica for his reports. And we've seen the benefit of it in relation to monetary policy, transparency, understanding what's going on, and so on. And for this purpose, this would be an important instrument of transparency and oversight of the Parliament for the Chief Executive Officer to come here and answer questions from any member in the Standing Finance Committee on his report. And I'm proposing an amendment to do that.
I'm just making sure the leader of opposition is finished.
Yes. Yes, for now.
Listen, nephew, listen. So, hold on.
Thank you, madam.
Hold on. So, nephew, that is the proposal to do what they are saying. The opposition leader made a proposal that it should be written in the bill that when the report from the CEO is submitted, the CEO shall appear before the Standing Finance Committee. The Prime Minister is in disagreement. Listen.
Chairman, I have sympathy to the view that the head of NARA should come and report to Parliament. Indeed, at the legislation committee, that was also my suggestion, and I actually pointed out to the drafts persons the model which was introduced under this administration for the BOJ which allows for the BOJ governor to come and report. There are some challenges with that which members should appreciate. The first thing is that we have no problem with as soon as practicable. I mean that the timeliness of tabling and so forth, that's not a challenge for us. The problem is that one, the model was designed because the Bank of Jamaica is an independent entity. The legislation essentially now makes the BOJ independent. So it would not be usual, and I stand to be corrected, but it would not be usual for any committee of Parliament to call the BOJ to come and explain their monetary policy decisions. And therefore, we had to find a way to put in law for the monetary policy to come, not for us to give directions to the BOJ, let's be clear, but as the leader of the opposition said, to get a better understanding of what the monetary policy is and to make our suggestions. But we can't direct the Bank of Jamaica as it relates to its monetary policy. So this framework that was created, was done to allow the BOJ to come and for us to have dialogue and discussion. As it relates to NARA, NARA is not an independent body. NARA's authority flows from the cabinet, and its oversight is enshrined in law by virtue of the PAAC, the PAC, or any committee of Parliament can require NARA to come and present in Parliament because that power already exists. So to put that in law would be kind of redundant. And that is why we have said we bring the report, table it as quickly as possible, and we cannot prescribe, we wouldn't in law prescribe which committee of Parliament should review the report. Parliament, that's for Parliament, for us to decide which committee. It may very well be that you want to use the PAAC to do it, but you might have another committee that does it. Infrastructure might want to do it, or maybe standing finance could do it. So it is for the parliament to decide. So I'm sympathetic, and I think the way in which it is crafted in the bill allows for the report to be tabled, and as soon as possible, the procedures of Parliament can be put in place to go into operations to summon to Parliament the head of the entity to come and present, as is done for any other entity.
Before we put the amendments, just to say that the benefit of what I'm proposing is that all members of the House get the opportunity to ask questions to the Chief Executive Officer on any issues arising from the report. This is important because NARA is an extraordinary agency. It's not a normal construct. It doesn't have a board. It enables the minister to step in and override all regulatory bodies. It enables NARA to issue directions to all regulatory bodies. And that includes environmental bodies, planning bodies, local authorities, etc. And it is not there's not sufficient transparency built into the structure. And that is why I think there may be projects in particular constituencies where an MP wants to ask questions on something coming out of the report. It should be open to all members on both sides to be able to say to the Chief Executive Officer, this is a report, we have a project here, how come this, why not this, so on and so on. And we invigilate that, and then we have the benefit of transparency around that. I appreciate the point that the role of Bank of Jamaica is somewhat different because it's independent. But I would say the same reasons why it is important that the governor come to the parliament to give account on monetary policy and exchange rate policy, the same reason why the CEO of NARA, administering 6.7 billion US worth of funding or whatever it may end up being, which is new debt for the country, doing all these major projects, granting all kind of benefits to private sector projects that would otherwise have to fully comply with the regulatory regime, all of that, there ought to be that opportunity. So I agree it's not on all fours with BOJ, Prime Minister. I'm not saying it is, but I think the reasons are compelling to allow that for all members to do it. Yeah, but if it's not in the law, who's to say that you will? Majority will then rule. So it's important, I think, that the act itself provide a mechanism.
So Neville.
Yes, Colin.
That was proposed by the opposition leader, and they did not accept the proposal. Now, let me tell you something. If the PAAC or the PAC wants to bring the CEO forward, it has to go to Parliament first, and the majority can rule no. So if the government don't want them to come, the government can rule against it. It's not written in the bill for him to come, like what the opposition leader wanted. The opposition leader wanted it to be written in the bill that the government could not. If something pop up, the government could not vote it down in the House of Parliament. So, the bill not ready. Not ready.
That part will just play with the Prime Minister and the opposition. I want to make your producer WhatsApp it to me.
You know what the producer there asked me, say, when the producer see me pull feet a while ago, the producer asked me if me and you plan the program. No, we didn't plan anything. I have never spoken to Neville outside of the show. Never.
You're true, man. Never.
Spoken to Neville.
Never, man.
Outside of the show.
I get a piece of
run up right
today. You know what I mean? Just before, but now we tell you.
Yeah.
I noticed that the ordinary little man out the road don't have a clue about this Nara.
No, they don't know.
And they don't have a clue. They don't have a
I
clue.
am going to do a
And-
program on NARA. I'm going to do a program on it. And I'm going to get somebody
Yes.
who is very,
Yes.
very knowledgeable
Yes.
about this NARA bill. I'm going to bring him on and I'm going to ask him to spend the time and go through clause by clause the problematic clause in the NARA bill for us. I promise you that. Later, nephew. Marshy, good evening. Marshy.
Bye. Evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, I heard you say something a few times, and I have to agree with you.
What is that?
Neville is not really a Labourite,
Just a confused
He's a
PNP.
confused PNP.
It's Crawford, it's Damian Crawford
he
argument.
want to admit to the truth,
Sometimes him admit, man. Sometimes him
sometime he
admit
do
to
admit.
the truth.
Yes.
And he's learning to be objective.
Yes, because listen to him a while ago. So Lord, this man is on his way back home.
Hallelujah.
But me understand.
Tell her. But you
understand.
realize what
I understand.
is the labor right them and him buck up, And him
Yes,
teach
man.
them what him
Yeah,
learn
man.
over here.
Yes.
And then
But
now
here
I
I
take
know.
teaching so him just come back to reaffirm what him
Yes,
know.
because hear me.
Yes.
Sometimes the labor right do some good work, because the labor right they might have to cut lick off when sit down and send back home, And when they say cut lick, I mean violent lick.
Not physically. Not physically.
No, not physically. No. You said 28 group.
Yes, 28
Right?
civil
Disagree
society
with-
group.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, listen to me now. 28 do that. Malawi herself make 29.
Yes.
The PNP make 30.
Yes.
Those in the JLP who are afraid to talk make 31.
Yes.
And you know one brother when them advertise dance, me know if my brother or sister, but then tell you, say, for example, them will tell you one will go the pan show, they will say, Beanie Man will be there, Bounty Killer will be there, and many more. No, you know many more?
Yes, man, we know many more.
You know many more.
We know Mr. and Mrs. many more.
That they are in the group.
Yes.
That find out something is wrong with the Naira bill.
Yes.
But listen to me now. And I can buy you a soft drinks. If you can tell me,
Me stop drink soda.
outside of Andrew Wellness, well, soda get dear now, Bridget.
You better know a $250. The other day, me go say me I drink one
Yes.
Pepsi, $250 for it. Me say me done with soda.
Yeah, me buy one today for $250.
$250.
Yes,
And
man.
water is $150 and $200. And I don't want Auntie
And the
come tell me
Prime
say,
Minister-
I
and the
don't want the
Prime
Prime Minister come tell me say it's
Minister
$40 for it. Don't do
Yes,
it.
and him don't want to tell you. No, that's an evil person. No. Can you? I will buy you that if you can tell me outside of Andrew Wellness and his wife. Name me the next person who draw up this bill. And if you can't find that, if you can't tell me the next person, me buy you not one Pepsi, me buy you a crate.
You better buy me a crate because I Tufton and Vaz.
No, you make me think different. Because it's got to be them who draw up that bill. And in that bill, none of them people they don't know nothing about law.
No. None of them. None of them.
None of them know anything about law. And that's why that them can't come up with that bill. That's a shame. That's
Man,
a
I
shame.
am going to
And-
do a program on this NARA bill. And I know who I want to come explain to the Jamaican people. I know who I need.
Mhm.
And I'm going to get to the person. I was going to get to the person just a while ago, but I say, you know what? Make a wait
Yeah.
until I come off of the show
Yeah.
this evening. And I'm
Yeah.
going to send him a message because I
Yeah.
need him to come on the
Before-
show.
Yeah.
Spend the time, clause by clause.
My clause. Yes. Before I go.
Yes.
No, this little thing that trouble me. You know, so the Labour right them in a parliament I use the PNP.
Oh, so.
Have you heard any of the Labour right MP them bawling about them road?
Oh, no. But Nikisha
Yeah,
Burchell
the
said that they
PNP
come to them and beg them.
Yeah,
Beg
all right.
them.
That said it all.
Beg
Some
them.
of them a beg because
Keep burning
none
the
of
fire
Labour
because we
right
can't
MP.
talk.
Yes, none of the Labour right MP, them, all of them were good. All them just keep silent about it. And it's only the PNP cannot talk about it. I use them in the PNP. Them I use in the, they can't talk because any of them talk. You out of here, you can't talk. Something wrong, man.
I
Check here.
guess they love the press conference today. All right, Marshy, have a good one. 1-876-804-7072. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live.
Even a shocker. I think you should get Mark Wallin. Look for that, you know.
I'm not telling you who me I get, you know, because I will for people watch this show to get ideas. And I don't mind them watching to get ideas and get content. But when we have things planned,
Isaac,
we don't
Isaac.
we not tell them we not tell them until we confirm. But who we are going to get is more knowledgeable on the bill than Andrew Wellness. That is what I can assure you.
But I want you to tell Marsha that it's Dalrymple. She's one of them who orchestrate the bill too.
You mean Dalrymple Lesbert?
Yeah, she was one of them too. He was one of them. She was the main culprit. She one of them was she one who held the Prime Minister who organized this bill.
Why? I don't know where all them go law school go study.
You know, she a criminal. She want do a bill where the world can get in criminal activity.
Well, if anybody call Dalrymple Filbert criminal, nobody can sue you. Because she was found guilty by the court.
Shaka.
Yes, sir.
A lot of Jamaican people don't understand. You see what I never say? A lot of people don't understand, you know, how dangerous this bill is, you know.
No, a lot of people don't know. They don't have a clue. Some people just defending it because they're defending their party. And they don't know nothing about the bill.
Colin, this thing is scary, you know. Well scary, you know. But I think I'll joke things to Colin.
Me?
Jamaican people don't really, let me tell you something, Colin. Jamaican people don't know where the power this man wants, you know. Suppose this man is getting power, and when NEPA them say, and the forestry department, they say, and in just use NARA override what them say.
But that's what he's writing into law now. That's when he make decision like those. You can't say nothing more.
Right.
You understand?
You know what I call about, Colin?
No, tell me.
I hear always talk about that the JLP them. There's no fiber in them in speaking the truth.
No man, them not nothing, but them on truth no plan.
And when when I look at the minister of education.
Yes, Carla, you drop out now. You're talking about the Minister of Education. Come back. Hello?
Yeah, you're not hearing me, Colin.
Yeah, you said the Minister of Education.
Hello?
What?
When she come out and talk about the fencing, about the school, about the fencing, that the municipality didn't want to give her permission, didn't want to grant permission to build a fence. And she didn't come out and tell the country that it's on people property, they wanted to build a fence.
Half-truth is dangerous. So she give you half of it. She not tell you the whole thing.
Colin, it's so dangerous. Colin, that is dangerous. Somebody should do it, Colin.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
For that, Colin, she should resign. She should resign for that.
Listen, man, these people do some dangerous thing, but the Jamaican people not looking, not listening, and not learning.
So I'm sitting on my ear, Miss Matley talking about. Miss Matley going to explain to us, a minister. You don't tell the country the truth that it was on people property.
There was a land issue. There was a land issue. That's why the permit could not be given. And then
Right.
how
And
Nara
we
would
would
have
have
solved that anyway? How Nara
That-
would have
alright.
get in at that?
Take what people learn.
Yes, man. That's why I tell a man. That's why I tell a man yesterday morning, say, if you build your 2-bedroom house, you can check Nara, you know, if you get no plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Them cool, man. Them man, they shoot upon piece of line for truth, man. No plan go piece of line for truth,
You
man.
while man,
Them
they tell
fairly
Flight
truth, man.
Green say he's a stranger to the truth.
To the truth. Yeah,
Yes,
man. That's true. Them are straight to the truth, man. Colin, I must say people, Colin, it's like once you go over to the JLP, is it, you know, your whole demeanor, you have to lie, you have to lie, you have to lie, you have to lie. There's no truth in the people, them.
Why? One time I tell a man, say, you have to have certain characteristics to be a member of the GLP. And one of the characteristics is that you have to be a liar. That's why.
It's true.
You remember when KD Knight told Bruce Golden that you are pathologically mendacious.
Yeah, man, the whole of them, man.
Yes,
Not
man.
one, all of them. All like stack and barrel of them.
Yeah, man.
All like stack and barrel of them. No better barrel, no better earring. The whole of them.
Yeah, man.
All like so, Colin, did you watch the press conference today by the People's National Party?
No,
about the spark?
I didn't get to watch it. I'll watch it later.
I think you need to watch it.
I listen pieces of it. I was listening to a bit of Omar Noel, but I'll watch the full conference later.
Colin, they have traversed right through Jamaica. There's a lot of people them telling, well, I'm a piece I road them and them a fix. And photo up it and say boy them fixing the road, but they're not doing that thing.
Yeah, man, they're fooling the people, man. They're fooling the people. But the people of
Oh,
Jamaica is
keep-
in for a rude awakening, you know. I can tell you that.
Colin,
Rude awakening.
let me tell you something. Colin said something, you know. Ralston said something, you know. Colin, so many people sick now, man, them weak.
Yeah,
The man
man.
they put something in the rum and boom. The man they put something in the rum and boom and beat them for 6.
A true man. We
They go like zombie. They don't go think that they go in this rum and boom. They go
Yeah,
like
man.
zombie.
as the light, some of the man them a drink rum and boom, you know, brother. As the
They say it's like
light.
zombie. They say they're Jamaica, but like zombie.
All right, man.
They're like zombie.
Hey, everybody, touch up a thumbs up. Touch up a thumbs up for me, please. Touch up a thumbs up, everybody. You're listening to the Colin
All right,
Bell Show
Colin.
on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. Thank you, Makala. One love.
Yeah, respect, Colin.
1-876-804-7072. That's the number to call. We're going to be joined by Ralston Iman Nickel from this to tell you about some of the figures. Gas price beating us in Jamaica bad. Can you imagine a country with our per capita income at $7,000 annually, paying close to $5 or $5 US per gallon for gas? How can they handle it? Welcome to the Colin Bell Show, caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Colin.
Bless up.
You talk about a reason why the put oil in the budget at 60 cents, 62.
Yes, when they
compared
cast
to
the
70.
budget, they said that they were going to buy oil for $62 per barrel.
Well, I can maybe give a possible reason.
Tell me.
If it is they put it at 70, the gap to finance the budget would be wider.
May I
You
listen?
understand what I mean?
I am listening.
Therefore, what sort of measures could they put in to fill that gap in the budget? I
Yeah.
don't know.
May I listen
But
to you?
that's
Have a
what came to
point.
me.
So basically, you are agreeing with what I am saying, that they were bamboozling the people of Jamaica.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
deliberate trick.
Is that the liquor? Yes.
So
Another
Ralston
thing.
said them no know better. No, they don't know what them do. That's why them do it.
Are they trying to mislead?
I think I trick them. I trick the
Right.
people. You see what you just said
The
a
other
little while?
thing,
What you
Yeah.
just said a little while, you'd get a ticky in my book. Yeah.
But the thing though is maybe they can't even come up with no idea stuff to come up with to finance that gap in the budget.
They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. They don't have nothing to sell this time. So that's why they're taxing the people coming out of a disaster and taxing us into a recession.
Yes. Because it has gotten worse, you know. The other thing I want to mention was the thing you had spoke to about Duncan.
Oh, that man
Where
there.
he said he gave the idea
For Epoch.
Epoch.
Hold on there.
Why is it?
It's a rally there. Rally there. Rally evening.
Yeah, man.
I have a brethren here say, brethren, you heard what this brethren here said a while ago,
Huh?
Rally?
I heard him, but I disagree with that because it's a contra transaction. Because if them had $70 a barrel, they would have collect more revenue. So, no, it will cancel. No, so none of that. I just dunce them dunce.
Lord God. Rally
Yes, it's a man them dunce, man. I go around. I do some little youth with big titles, man. The man them dunce, man. Dunce. Look on the amount of dunce thing with them do.
Brother.
By the way, back to the dunceness. You know what I said? Today, me represent the 13th anniversary since we re-engaged with the IMF because of the same dunceness.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. This is 13 years. This is the 13th anniversary of the re-engagement with the International Monetary Fund after the dunceness will take place in 2010. Yep.
Yeah, caller, go ahead.
The other point, according to Mr. Duncan, he said he was the one who came up with Epoch because of the debt exchange. Why, when the first debt exchange, him didn't come up with Epoch?
By the way, it's a good thing you mentioned that. It's a good thing you mentioned that, you know, so we can get the public some more history.
Yeah.
When we had the first debt exchange, him and some man from FEAM team said they would have monitor the agreement. And the agreement result in Jamaica being locked out of the international capital markets. It's a good thing you mentioned that.
Hold on there. Don't lose your thought, Rally. Hold on. Make I bring the people up to speed to what Mr. Duncan said.
Position of somewhat of conflicts of interest in this discussion because JAMRA is model and EPOC, the Economic Program Oversight Committee. EPOC was a social consensus body that I advocated for and worked closely with Dr. Peter Phillips, and I will tell you how this happened, Ramon, because you need to know the facts, my brethren. Okay? We and Ramon and Senator Ferguson, Small Ferguson and I, Senator Small Ferguson and I work very closely together. Right now. But he was their own because he was their own at the time. And I myself and another CEO of another financial sector company sat down with Dr. Peter Phillips, and I said to Dr. Phillips, we are not signing that debt exchange agreement unless we get an oversight body. That is how EPOC came about. Okay? And I worked closely with Dr. Peter Phillips. We agreed on who would sit on this, who would sit on this body. Dr. Peter Phillips, we agreed on the unions, we agreed on agriculture, we agreed on small business, we agreed on the financial sector, we agreed on, that's agriculture, and small business, the unions. We agreed that would be the representation on EPOC, Dr. Peter Phillips and I. I went to my office and I wrote the terms of reference with Mike Hilton and Mark Harrison, and EPOC was signed off the following morning. Okay? We're gonna get to it. Right? So EPOC was not conceptualized by the PNP. The financial sector came to the table. You did.
Yes, Rally, tell us now.
Yeah, when we had the disgraceful agreement that caused us to be locked out of the international capital markets with the first debt exchange with Audley Shaw, he said that he and his team would monitor it, and they only did one performance agreement after taking the people's $2.4 billion up front. So he should take some of the responsibility for Jamaica being locked out of the international capital markets.
So that was the first debt exchange that the caller is talking about.
Yeah, man. So him say Raman wasn't around. I was around and I knew about his participation in that failed agreement.
Wasn't Lambert Brown around as well?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay. Caller?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, give thanks. 1-876-804-7072. Raleigh, give us an update. What happened today? Anything new in the financial market today?
No, except in the US, which have international implications. US inflation is now up 3.8%, the highest level since COVID-19. 40% of Jamaica's inflation come from the US because our imports from the US $667 million. So you're going to see an acceleration in Jamaican inflation and possibly an interest rate hike shortly in order to contain inflation.
So, all who out there, listen. Listen what Ralston Hyman just said. Repeat it, Ralston.
US inflation came out at 3.8% today. That's inflation for April, the highest level since COVID-19. 40% of Jamaica's inflation rate is imported from the US because we import 40% of our goods from the Republic of the United States of America. And as a result of that, the 7.5% revised target set by the central bank will be exceeded, and we could see an increase in interest rates rather than a reduction before the end of this year.
Trouble.
Yep,
Trouble
big
there.
trouble. Big trouble.
Trouble there.
Big trouble. Big trouble. And the war continues because there's a stalemate. Donald is supposed to be in China now with Xi Jinping, and he has carried a barrage of US corporate executives with him, trying to get some business deals with China and trying to get China to talk to the Iranians to unblock the Straits of Hormuz.
So
as I told you yesterday, that he would go. Yep.
And he's actually in China now.
Yeah, man. Begging Xi to help him.
We have a call on the line. 876-804-7072. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Caribbean Radio HD 97.9 HD4. We have Ralston Hyman, the top financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean, on the line right now. Caller, go ahead. Caller? We lost. The caller is still there. Caller, go ahead. Hello, caller. Caller, good evening. Well, we're not hearing that caller. The number is 1-876-804-7072. You can call us from anywhere via WhatsApp.
Right, and both Brent and West Texas now are trading at over $100 per barrel after today's things. So again, watch to see what Petrojam is going to do tomorrow.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Donald says he's up.
Hold on. Hello, good evening. Hello? Why are you not hearing the caller? Hello, good evening. Caller, good evening. Hello? Hello, good evening. I wonder if I made something wrong. Yes, so what?
Yes, something
hold on. Me, man, it's my bad.
As I was saying,
all right, we have the caller now. It was all my bad. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Yes, sorry about that to the callers before. Hold the line, because I think this caller was before you. Hold on. Yes, caller, you go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, it was my bad. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. Blessings, Sir Hyman. Blessings, Colin.
blessing. Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, Colin, Sir Hyman, I just got a couple questions for you. What does Taiwan have a role to play in this war? Question for Hyman.
Well, they are not currently playing a role, but that is one of the things that President Trump and the Chinese king will be talking about, because the Chinese king see Taiwan as a rogue state and they believe that China and Taiwan should be reunited. The Donalds, they see China, they see Taiwan as, they see Taiwan as something that they want to defend. And the Chinese king is saying to Donald, please do not do that, because this is a rogue state and we're going to take it back, whether you like it or not. Yep.
Yes.
So
Big shot
that's
for that
going to
one
be
there,
an
because
important.
may I tell you, everybody I talk about USA and China, I wonder what going with Taiwan, because people, if you flip over your spark and spoon in your country, mostly a Taiwan that come from, Remember that.
Yeah, man.
By the way, second question, brother. What about Russia? Why not speak to Russia, Donald Trump? Question for you, Mr. Hyman.
Well, he has been always talking to Russia, but President Putin has very little respect for Donald. So President Putin very much does what he wants to do. Yeah, Donald is part of NATO that are giving weapons to Ukraine to fight against Putin. So Putin pretty much does what he wants to do. Putin has more respect for President Xi than President Trump.
Oh,
yep.
So basically, let me ask you a question. So, I mean, because of the NATO is one of the reasons, and can you agree that there's a secret war still going on between Donald Trump and Russia? Between this war that's going on right now currently?
Yeah, because he's head of NATO, and it's NATO that is providing the financing and the arms to Ukraine to fight against Russia. If it wasn't for NATO, Putin would have completely taken over Ukraine already.
All right. I just want to make sure I'm in line with my notes. Beautiful
answer.
Man,
Thank
you so much. One more question.
Right.
One more question I got for you, Sir Herman. Recently the Pentagon had released unidentified UAPs. What's your comments on this? Unidentified spacecraft in the airspace.
Well, I've been hearing that coming from them for a period of time, so we just have to hear what them say about that. But that's what they have been saying. The big important thing is that Pete said was on the Hill today saying that they want to increase the U.S. defense or military budget to $1.5 trillion, despite the fact that U.S. debt is already $40 trillion and that the war has gone $29 billion already. And many of the senators and the congressmen on both sides are backing and saying, no, we can't spend that amount of money because that is an increase of over $600 billion.
Yeah, but Sir Hyman, they're speaking about UAPs, aka UFOs.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I hear you on that.
UFO files.
Yeah, man, I hear you on that.
So is this rockets or is this aliens? I'm not understanding.
So are you saying there are more sightings now of UFO?
That's what they're saying.
They released it in the Pentagon.
Yeah, man, that's what they're saying. Yeah.
Are they might try frighten
people?
Well, I don't know because them engaging so much propaganda that everybody take it with a grain of salt. So we just have to watch and see what take place. But the bigger thing is that they want $600 billion more for fight war, despite the fact that the economy is crumbling.
Oh, yeah, I understand. It's a game. All right.
Yeah, man. Game them up.
Yo, respect, you
Blessings.
know? Blessings, respect.
One love, caller.
All right.
1-876-804-7072. We have the top financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean on the line. And we take all calls. So, Neville, tell the clown them where did I give you a problem for call with. Go ahead, caller. Good evening and welcome.
All right, just one quick thing regarding that statement that the last caller made about the UFO and the UAPs. If you can go back in the last couple of years, every time something happened in America that they want to distract people from, they bring up this UAP thing. It happened a couple of years ago when the Jeffrey Epstein thing started to surface. Yes. And then this news come out about UAPs to try to distract the people. I find it very interesting in the middle of this war when America don't look so wonderful, they start to float the idea about
Propaganda
this again.
Yeah, man.
So I think it's just a distraction.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Agreed. Man.
So the
I agree.
say UAP mash up them bases in the Middle East.
No, it's just for distract the people them from what's happening.
That's what I mean, brother.
All
That's
right,
what I
yeah,
mean. Yes. 1-876-804-7072. Where you say oil end to the rally?
Over $100, both of them. Brent was up 107, and West Texas was like 105.
So oil is now constant over $100 a barrel.
Yeah, man, because the war continues because Donald said that him not accept the Iranian proposals, and the Iranians them say we're not about to Satan.
No, but
so he might try ask President Xi to help him to get an off ramp.
I need to call Dr. Peter Phillips. I need to call PJ Patterson. Maybe I need to call Bruce Golding as well. As former prime ministers. Nearly 3 months in the war now. That's where we are, really. About 3 months?
Yeah, man. 11 weeks now.
The prime minister has not yet spoken to the nation.
He's not ready, man.
No, but something wrong with that rally. No, forget about not ready. Any baby in charge could have tell you, say, me need to say something to my people.
That's why I tell you, say I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
This
because,
is crazy.
Yeah, man. Up to yesterday, Keir Starmer addressed the British people and the man must say, yo, we're not buying to what you're saying, why you forgot. 73 MPs say, yo, why you forgot? Or why you forgot before September because we have an election coming up in September. Where you say can't help the people right now, why you go?
But at least
him say something. Yeah. At least him say something. But that's a the extreme. At least him say Yeah.
But our prime minister, nor our finance minister, no say nothing. The energy minister come like him on ball.
Yeah.
The energy minister was in a major panic.
Yeah.
Him come out and say they might have a lockdown Jamaica like how then the lockdown in a COVID. That Relvas can tell the people,
Nonsense.
Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Ralston, I am on the top financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean. And let me just explain this to the people on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Ralston Iman is the first in the class, second in the class, third in the class. Anybody else in a finance analyst in Jamaica, come fourth and down the line. Go ahead, caller.
Good evening, Colin.
Evening.
Good evening, Uncle Ralston.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing?
My respect, sire.
So your sister Trump Ghana, Japan, right?
The baby born.
Hey, tell her. I tell you, it was a pregnancy. It was not 9 months. It was like a 9 hours pregnancy yesterday.
I have to concede. I have to concede
but you know the good thing about you?
The Grand Master.
No, but you know the good thing about you?
Economics and world affairs.
You know the good thing about you? You come and concede.
Yes.
You know, some people hide you near them today, you know.
Yeah, man, it's true.
Seriously?
Yes.
No. You have to concede when the Grand Master speaks.
It's not a shame losing to rally in these issues.
Oh, come on now. It tells that I am learning.
And the fact that you were brave enough to challenge.
Yes.
Talk to it.
Well, the only thing left though is what he's gonna come away with. As Uncle Ralston said, he's not gonna mess with the Iranians.
No, man.
But we're gonna see what he come away with because even Starmer went prior to Xi Jinping, and we see now that even his own party now is telling that he has to go.
Yeah.
So we see what's gonna happen now. Uncle Ralston, I tell you something too, and I'm asking you to touch on it. You see, I said it last night on Hot Topic, and I'm standing firm with it. Colin, back me if I'm wrong. The PNP party is a team. The constituency is 28 constituency they have. Over 400,000 people voted for them.
Yes.
I hear a lot of them saying Mark Golding. He is the leader, but he's a team player.
Yes.
Now, for the people to get out to start to, because you remember when a Sunday London full. You remember the demonstration in London?
Yeah, man.
So what we're getting now is the result of that demonstration with 73 MPs saying you have to go.
Yeah, man.
So my thing is though, I say all 28 MPs need to listen to their constituents in their constituency and mobilize the people, not just Mark Golding. And talking about change of leadership is not a problem, but not right now. Am I correct or I'm incorrect?
Yeah, man, you're correct. But the charge has to come from the leader. Yep. So you're not him alone to do the mobilization, but he's the leader. You have the captain of the team. So the captain of the team have to rally the team. And I'm saying that you have 28 MPs, you also have 28 civil society groups who are on the same page with him. So him need for calling them people and say yes. And the churches. So it is his call. Yeah. Nobody else can make the call but him.
Yes.
Simple. Oh, so I concede to a topic too, because I was saying teamwork makes the dream work.
Of course, we have a team leader.
Every team have a leader.
Yes. And so he needs to. So timing is the thing. So do you think this is the time now? Because listen to me now. Flour gone up. Bulla, anything with flour, anything with sugar. What poor people food.
Man.
It gone up. So and this is where I'm losing my mind.
And hold on, Carla. Everything gone up, and I am predicting that they are gonna go up further.
Yeah, man, more to come, man. Lot more to come.
Almighty God.
A lot more to come.
Almighty God, come down.
People are also going to be laid off. A lot more to come.
Think about those people that are okay. Sorry, Uncle Rassan, what were you saying?
There's a lot more to come because people are also going to get laid off. So you have people not getting any salary increase, and you have people who are going to be laid off.
It's gonna get rougher yet.
Yeah, man.
Hear me. Hear children.
What about fixed income people?
That's what I'm telling you. Those fixed income people are going to feel it, and then there are the people who don't have any income at all. Those who are going to lose their jobs.
And the fixed income people are teachers, nurses, police.
Yeah, man. The basic core of the society.
Yeah?
Yep.
Firemen.
Pensioners.
Yeah, man.
Nobody talk about pensioners because the pension money couldn't do nothing already.
Yep.
Rubbing pension money get rubbed out now.
Can't pay a light bill or a water bill. Can't pay a light bill or a water bill monthly to buy the drugs. So no problem.
So don't you think should we wait until it becomes to that peak before he rallies the people? Because timing is a thing.
No, you don't want to wait. Hold on, you don't want to wait till the people get too hungry to rally them,
Yeah, man.
Because a hungry man is a hungry man.
Yep.
All right.
Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Tell
No, is the time.
No, is the time.
So I hope he's listening.
And
I hope he's
the
hearing.
Prime Minister has not been talking to the people. The Prime Minister has not been showing any form of leadership.
Correct.
In this time.
Abdicated his responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So I hope Leader Mark Golding is taking cue and listening and reading the room correctly. Because the elephant is the room isn't orange.
Correct.
All right, caller.
Okay, thank you very much again. And as I said, Sire,
blessings.
My respect.
Blessings. 1-876-804-7072. What is going to happen with gas prices tomorrow, Rally?
Let's see what they do. Yeah.
450 again?
More than likely another 450 increase. But the more them put that 450 is like another tax on the people. So the people on the fixed income every time 450, they have to buy less food, they have to buy less something. Yep, because you can't do the two of them at the same time because your salary not moving.
Mama Joy, good evening.
Yep. So demand is
$4.50 on a liter of gas.
Yep.
Per
aggregate,
week.
Yep. Aggregate demand is shrinking. Firms are going to find themselves in a whole lot of problems.
Hold on, that is $18 on a gallon of gas per week, you know.
Yep.
And nobody now buy 1 gallon. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. It's cumulative, man.
This is crazy.
Yep.
Every week from February. Every week. $4.50 on your fuel bill.
Yep.
Raleigh, what is happening to your electricity bill? Let's talk about that a little bit.
But JPS already gave you the signal. The electricity bill, the bills are up. Once the fuel prices are up, the electricity bills are up, the water bills are up, every bill up, transportation bill up. So all those things built into the food prices, built into the block prices, built into the sand prices, everything that you have to transport, the price have to go up because the base material fuel gone up. So right across the board.
What is going to happen to the people when we make round robin and dances to make a little money to survive?
Everything has shrink, man. Everything has shrink, man. Everything has shrink. Me have my place where me hang out with my brother. Every Saturday, the people who come in the place get less and less and less and less and less. Yep. Kind of make the money. So you have to give up some things. So people give up things. Man, I buy 1 drink, the man I buy a 10 drink and them thing there again. No. Because all of the other bills them gone up and the income remain the same. It's a simple equation.
See, Neville, yeah.
Yep.
Neville, maybe you can help.
Hello.
Maybe
you
can.
Good evening.
Maybe you can
yes,
help
Neville.
people with what is happening, Neville.
Yeah, good evening, my guru, Ralston.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Colin.
Yes.
Last night I was doing a survey on your show.
Yeah.
You see, when the show finished broadcasting at about little after 7,
yes,
I was tracking the viewership up to 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And every hour, 1,000 new people watch the show.
Tell them! Respect.
No.
Yes,
no,
man.
me assure you, say, this program here, people leave work and come home, come watch the program.
Yes, and we appreciate it and we give thanks. Yes.
So the listenership is wide, far and wide.
And it's in fact, I tell you something, Raleigh. We did an interview with Dr. Angela Brownberg Saturday morning. And it so happened that Dr. Brownberg and myself was in the same space for a couple of hours on Sunday. And she was saying to me, Colin, I can't believe the amount of people that been calling me since the show. She never knows there are so much people watch the show.
People are hungry for accurate information.
Accurate information and people who are not afraid to give them the truth. Yes.
Yeah, man.
So, yes, Neville, we realize and we thank the
let me tell you something. Yeah, let me tell you something now, you see? Don't allow nobody at all, not even your mother or your father, in this time to transfer their stress to you. Stress is the #1 killer of the people in the world. Stress-related illness. As it is here now, my survey show me that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Ralston as my guru, when you look across the globe as a genius, which leader you would follow?
Right now?
Yeah, right now in the world. Which leader
Chinese
you would
king.
say? But I'm going to follow that person then.
The Chinese king.
Who?
The Chinese king. Yeah, man.
Why you would follow him, Ralston?
Because he's wise and level-headed and very sober.
Thank you very much, my guru.
Yeah, man.
And let me tell you about all the banks in China. All the banks in China have gold and silver portfolio. At least 20% of their reserve is in silver or gold. Why we don't have the gold or silver reserve in our bank downtown, kids?
Because the people who are running the country are not prudent. And basic economics tell us that precious metals are safe haven in times of trouble.
And we're not forward thinking, Raleigh.
Yep, that's what I'm telling you, them dunce. Them still have all of the reserves in a US dollar that is losing its clout internationally. Yeah?
Them now see nothing.
Yep.
These people now see nothing.
Yep. No vision.
Where them live under rock?
Well, I tell you. And you have to ask which school them go to, because people like Keynes told us that in times of trouble, precious metals are safe haven. So if you look on the screen now, you will see that gold prices are increasing, platinum prices are increasing, silver prices are increasing.
So, Raleigh, let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
So, this reserve, this over $6 billion that they have in reserve, should they spend maybe $3 billion of that and put some gold in the portfolio?
Well, I've been telling them that a long time. We've been doing that a long time. You know. This is something that real investors do every day. It's not like miracle, I tell them. Real investors move between paper money and precious metals. So when inflation is accelerating and they have war, the money move to precious metals, gold, silver, platinum. Yep. Them don't know what them doing.
Oh, go ahead, Neville.
These fellas are just some little youth with big titles.
Let me tell you something what is happening now in Jamaica right now. Three of the richest man in Jamaica. One of them own a bank. They're asking their top accountants now what they can do to maintain what they call the PE ratio. Because one of the ratio that they follow on the stock market, you know, is a ratio named price earning ratio.
That's correct.
You hear them watch for their money now. Them take the dividends that they get on the share and the ratio it against the market value of the share downtown on the stock market. And if it doesn't come out over the inflation rate, then them know that them in serious trouble. The price earning ratio.
That's correct. You have to always beat inflation if you want to get rich.
Yes.
The workers can't beat inflation. Inflation is always above the workers, so you get poor. That's the point we're making. So,
thank you, Ralston.
Very good point, never made.
Ralston.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the people them say the system is making them poorer.
Of course.
Well, the system is designed to do that, to keep the poor.
Of course.
Poor.
Hallelujah, brother.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you have to pay Andrew Holness and all living prime minister them pay till them dead, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what I mean, Parliament? All of the MPs them that you see there, they have to do those 2 terms in order to secure a livable pension, you know?
Yes,
mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
But
while
the
average man like me have to work. Huh?
I want to say this though, because when PJ Patterson brought in that policy that prime ministers who have retired will get the same salary as the sitting prime minister, a lot of people came out against it. And I want to say it here and now that is something that I defend. I agree with it. And I'll tell you why. No sitting prime minister should be hustling and juggling. And that is one of the reasons why I cannot support the present prime minister hustling and juggling while being in office as a prime minister. Because his pension is secure. When he leaves office, he will still live as a prime minister as it relates to salary. And therefore, he should not be there focusing on making money for himself.
Yeah, man. It's immoral.
Yeah, man. It's wrong. And anybody who can't say it's wrong is blind. Obi, good evening.
Hi, Colin, how you doing? Raleigh, how you doing? To your viewers, your listeners, your callers.
Hold on. For a member of parliament, it doesn't have to be 2 consecutive terms, but an MP has to serve 2 terms to be pensionable. The prime minister, 1 term, and as long as him live, him get the same money where the sitting prime minister get.
That means him beating inflation. That means him beating inflation, you know.
Every time.
Yeah, man.
And therefore, I cannot agree with Andrew Holness being prime minister and juggling stocks and bonds and juggling businesses after businesses. It is wrong, it's immoral, and it should not be happening, and the Jamaican people must come out against it.
It is Trump's time. It is Trump's
indeed,
time.
Colin, to the point where, as a prime minister, he is now on the investigation, or part of the investigation is that charity money was used as a part of the juggling. And I want to say that absolutely. And I want to say that I totally agree with you, and probably yourself, Raleigh, and we are a couple of the few have been saying this. I agree 100%. And the wisdom of a PJ Patterson, man who don't get the ratings where me personally believe that him should get, PJ Patterson, in his wisdom and hindsight, a 2020 vision. So maybe at a particular time you didn't view it this way, but when you look at it, it is something that was a great move, because what it does, it insulates prime ministers from basically have to be involved in juggling and hustling and all sorts of things that your name come up in all sorts. Now let us call it what it is. The truth is that we have never ever had a prime minister that is flagged for this kind of corruption. We have never had it. And I want to intervene in this evening, Colin and Raleigh, because I want to just say that today I zero in on my parish of Manchester, right? That was my opening commentary, because the place that I grew up, a very peaceful place, has become literally a war zone. It is 15 people murdered in Manchester since the start of the year. 7 last year this time. So we're talking about 100 and about 20% increase there. The Chamber of Commerce president came out yesterday and said what happened is that business is shrinking because people are afraid of being in the town. The Pastor Pinnock, who was the chair for the Baptist circuit in that region, he also said that it is impacting and affecting the church community, because people are afraid to go to late night service, and indeed to go to open air meeting and even early morning fasting. That is what is happening. The frightening thing is when I talked to Superintendent Duncan last week and listened to another senior police officer, the ACP, who is in charge of the region 3, that is Assistant Commissioner Phillips. They both argue the point that what happened, it is the latter scamming that is driving this. So are we seeing the latter scamming where there is a bit of cessation down there in Montego Bay? It has now moved to the cool parish of Manchester and wreaking havoc there. It is indeed very, very frightening. Last Friday, there was a running gun battle in the town of Mandeville. 3 persons lie dead.
It was movie like.
Absolutely. And Colin and Raleigh and viewers, it's a sheer miracle that that you didn't have a lot of dead body of innocent people lying down because of what took place there. I also want to dovetail in all of this the point that we have been making, that not hearing from the Prime Minister at all, and the call that we're making, Raleigh and Colin, it is most timely. The leader of the opposition have indeed an opening where he can say, listen, he has to step into the breach to provide leadership, because we're not seeing any leadership from the Prime Minister.
None at all. None at all.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, hold on, Obi. Never go ahead.
Yeah, last 2 things I want to say to you.
Yes.
Back up all the information on your phone and your computer. Back them up. Because the Iranians are telling the world that if America and Israel trouble them again, they may cut the underground internet cables. A lot of submarines down there, and nobody knows where these submarines are anymore. Because Russia and America, they don't have any treaty anymore. And Russia and China know that the whole ploy is to destroy the BRICS. And it's not going to go so.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to tell you, listeners, there's a survey that come out with 126 scientists, and they are telling the females of the world that when you reach menopause, the lack of estrogen in your system will cause a lot of dementia.
Yeah.
So telling the people of Jamaica, this murdering of your sons, your son, your boy picking them, you're going to need them when you become back the baby. Because the scientists telling you that menopausal women are more prone now to dementia and Alzheimer.
Lord have mercy.
To be continued.
To be continued, my brother. Later.
Blessings.
Blessings never. Raleigh, I heard a news today that 50% of our young girls in Jamaica are in period poverty. What?
That's not new, Colin.
Huh?
That's not new. That is something that we have been picking up and have been
that
talking about for the last couple of weeks, couple months.
No, I remember it was at 40%.
Yeah, but those things are climbing. As the society gets poorer, those things are increasing.
Colin.
Yes.
What is happening? What is happening? Back in the olden days, people used to walk past yard and you see a lot of white. There was no baby in the yard, but you see a lot of white nappies on the line.
Yes.
I go no further. The truth, and let's face it, we have been talking about the lowering of the standard of living that came out from the IMF recently. That's a part of what is happening. People, young ladies can't go into the place and buy a pack of sanitary napkin. That is what is happening.
And then 52% food insecurity.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And then you have some people on TikTok and YouTube that tell Jamaicans say Jamaica is at the best place it has ever been.
Rubbish.
Let me tell you something.
Is again, so no.
Let me tell you something, Colin. There's a young man who came to see me the other evening. He wanted to go and look about a job. And he come and ask me for a little money to assist him with his bus fare. No? And the young man was telling me about a situation that brought his attention from down in the West. And he said, listen, the amount of young girls that are being abused because of poverty that they're in. So a man who have a little shelter and a girl want a bed to sleep. And we're talking about as a result of the lack of activity of Andrew Holness, who after a few weeks within the hurricane, after the hurricane, said that available to him was how much, Colin? 117 or 118 billion dollars?
Somewhere there about $116 billion immediately after the hurricane was available.
Right? And Raleigh would be quick to remind them that the CRIF that was put in place by Omar Davis was one of the first to pay out, right, Raleigh?
Yeah, man. It was the first.
We have a caller, Obi. Hold on. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We have Ralston, I'm the top financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean. And we have Conrad O'Brien, talk show host, with us as well. Go ahead.
Well, big up yourself, Colin, and big up yourself, Sir Ralston.
Yeah, man, listen.
Conrad O'Brien, me really come for today, because me I try to get into the honest program, but time wasn't allowed.
Try tomorrow.
Conrad, like today, you say today, like when the lady said, I think it's Maureen, said that she don't trust the charity money or the brother. I think it's the brother that's calling and saying don't trust the charity money with Juliet. I beg, yes, from England. And he said,
hello? Hello, caller? Hello?
Colin.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. We're hearing you now.
Yeah, Colin, you hear me?
Yes, man. Loud and clear.
Yeah, man. So, Conrad, when I say, call in and Conrad, when I say, boy, him no want to mix Juliet Owens charity with the same with Andrew Owens, but in truth, in regard, what me really want to say is, let's see if the message will come from Portland Spice Radio and from News Talk is the same as nationwide.
Well,
the
sleep
people
radio.
wouldn't tune in. You understand? Because they would have looked on Portland Spice just as the same as nationwide with misinformation and disinformation. So, in really, Juliet, the on TV, on camera now, a big charity money is really a distasteful and bad character thing.
What's she begging money for?
Huh?
What is she begging money for?
Donation to her charity, which we already know the charity money where the husband already used to fit him stocks and bond. So that is why I say, if you are saying this same information, it are just
No. Caller, may I respond to the caller, Colin, please?
Yeah, coming up, I don't know what matter.
Hold on, you say context matters. Context matters. Our caller from London, he called today and he mentioned about Mrs. Holness, was seen beside some bus or something. And she was talking about her charity and asking people to donate to her charity. And what he did, he basically dovetailed that into the Prime Minister's situation, with the Prime Minister allegation of using charity money to purchase stocks and so on. So I separate the two and I said, listen, Mrs. Holness have a right to basically have her charity, and if she launch that charity and decide to ask for donation, then basically she is within her right, and we have to separate the two. The two is simply
No.
You don't agree? You don't agree with? Yeah.
Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness are one and the same. The Bible says when a man and woman come together as one, them are one.
Thank you.
So me I put Juliet Holness in the same bag when me pack up Andrew Holness and I fling them together.
So you're saying that she has no right, by virtue of that, she has no right to basically have a charity. But that's the point I was making.
But there's no credibility. There's no credibility there because the Integrity Commission, hold on, Obi. The Integrity Commission told us that Andrew Holness take charity money and buy stocks and bonds for himself. So who if tell we say him now go take Juliet money to and buy stocks and bonds? Me not unite with them.
But Colin, to be fair, and I may come under some amount of flagging for this, but certainly in my view, I don't believe that the fact we can question it and we can ask the question.
Hold on, why you don't believe that Juliet should be Speaker of the House?
Huh?
Why you don't think Juliet should be Speaker of the House?
Well, sir, in that regard, I don't believe she can be, because when she sits in the on the chair, it is difficult for her to separate herself from the emotional love affair of her husband.
That will be, you can't separate them. They are inseparable.
No, but I believe, Raleigh, what do you think about that?
Thank you, Colin.
Well, my thing is that she has her own credibility problems. So me only really support no charity that she have, because she has a whole heap of credibility problems that we have been hearing about in the public too. So we want to support no charity that she have.
Good. So you would not support. Hold on.
So why she have a legal right? She has a legal right in establishing her charity. Me would not support her charity because she have the same kind of credibility problems that her husband have in terms of dealing with money and something. So I would support her charity.
Good. So therefore, Raleigh has basically draw the line and share the same sentiments that I am sharing. I would not support her charity, but the point I'm making is that she has a right to basically.
Yes, she can do a charity.
Therefore, hold on, Colin. So therefore, this lies within the remit of the people to basically decide as to whether or not they want to contribute to our charity. And that is the distinction I'm making.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Yeah,
brother.
man.
Caller.
Yeah, man. Highest respect to all three of them. Big up in the
Yeah,
church.
man.
That's
Blessings.
why I really go off the top of carry out both, you know?
Blessings, my brother.
Highly blessed. Highly blessed. Thanks.
So, Raleigh, I could go back a little bit because we don't want to talk about Juliet and Andrew. Because we now separate Juliet and Andrew, you know. One of the reasons why Juliet cannot be a good speaker of the house, because everything in the parliament she believes is an attack on her husband.
Yeah,
and
man.
if me have money, my wife have money. And if my wife have money, me have money. So if Juliet do charity money, I cannot be sure that Andrew now go use it by stocks and bond.
But even if it not gonna reach this, so she has her own credibility problem. So we not support her.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So I agree, because I myself, I would not be supporting her charity. I was just arguing the point, right?
Yeah, man.
That, you know, she has...
You're right, man. The legality.
Yeah, man,
You're
as
right.
a person, she have a right to set up.
That's all I'm saying. And want us to understand, want us to understand, you know, Colin, that we're in a space and we're educating. And as I always say to people, that I have a threshold that, and all of us, but I'm speaking in this case in a specific way, I have a particular threshold that I have to basically maintain at all time. I broadcast from the University of the West Indies.
How can the wife of the Prime Minister be involved in real estate?
You know what about credibility problems, man. Yeah, man. Credibility problems, man. Yeah, man.
Nothing. What them two people they do. No credibility, brother. Let's go to the call. Hello, good evening. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, Colin, good evening. Good evening to you. Good evening to all.
Hold on. The man taking best friend and putting best friend at the head of UDC and HAJ. And then taking wife, turn speaker of the house. Caller, go ahead, yeah. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, so Colin, we're gonna make Your Highness get with all of my deal.
Don't forget the feed either. Don't forget the feed either. FID.
No, we don't forget that. Wait, speak up, caller. Speak up.
And Your Highness, we have to call the Prime Minister, you know, and become king.
Oh, His Majesty.
Yeah, man.
Your Majesty here, yeah. Because the unfettered powers that this man is, you know, I listened to Neville today. And Neville said something when he was deliberating with you. But me always said to you, Colin.
Yeah.
The average man in the country do not have the education. They are ignorant to how dangerous NARA is going to be to them. So
that is true.
Me always say this: when you tell a lie long enough, people are going to believe you. And the people, because they lack the knowledge and the literacy rate is down in our country, when the Prime Minister come out with him beautiful speaking, they believe in the Prime Minister so much that regardless of what you try to push and tell them just block it. And them just say, this is Prime Minister, say this is Prime. And then you know what is so hard? When you sit and listen to the senators in the Senate who should be thinking about the interests of Jamaicans and making decisions in the best interest of Jamaicans. And you think about all of them man, them Keith Duncan, all of them man who have prominence in the country. You realize that we are living like it's an Al Capone movie we are living up, where some the criminal them have all of the strength to just do what they feel like to do. You understand? Nobody can stop them.
Call on.
Now, if the court rule say you break the constitution, you have to come back the case out again.
Yeah,
man. That's telling every that is supposed to shoot every Jamaican say this man don't have the interest of the people at heart. When you listen to Dean Jackson Miller speak about how it is going to damage the water, underground water things in a sense, and whatever to the forestry and everything. And the people have not realize what this man is doing.
Caller.
We are in a crisis.
Yes. Hold on, caller. Go ahead, Obi.
You know, caller, your point are so timely and indeed correct. You see, until the people of Jamaica understand that when we are talking, a number of us, when we are talking, who has the responsibility of dissecting and looking at this and bring the information, we're talking about systems. So, for example, a NARA in its present form, without a board of governance and so on, and give a prime minister unfettered power, access. It doesn't matter who sits in Jamaica House, whether it is Mark Jefferson Golden, Mark E.G. as I dubbed him, whether it is whoever sits in there. What we're talking about is systems. And until Jamaican people understand that what you want is not about fighting an individual, it's about arguing the point to have a proper system that has checks and balance and don't give somebody unfettered power to be the sole decision maker to spend not billions but trillions of dollars. Trillions of dollars. Raleigh?
Yeah, man, you're correct, man. Correct.
Yes, caller, finish up.
The Secretary of War went before Congress today and saying $1.5 trillion. I don't know if Ralston hear this.
Yeah, man, Raleigh was just telling us about it.
And the Republicans as well as the Democrats came out and said no.
Yeah, man, madness.
The debt is where we can't get them money. You understand? No. And that is what is supposed to happen when you go to the Senate or in the House. You know, when I think about what happened to Malawi Fort, and she might be thrown out of the party after this because she objected to what the Prime Minister did, right? I am sure that she used her experience as a lawyer to see that there were gaps in the bill and was trying to put it to them that, look, we need to go back and work on this thing. But because they have, you see how the man, listen how the man reason with Mark Golden in the House, when Mark point out to him and said, no, the CEO must be in before Parliament. And the man find one way to say, no, I don't agree with you. You can go to any other committee. Why? Because it can come before the House. And he's afraid of all the parliamentarians being able to, the people who can scrutinize him well. They go scrutinize him in the House and he might get in a problem.
But you see, caller,
so they don't want the man to come.
Caller, you also have to remember that if he's gonna go to the PAAC, the full parliament have to agree, you know, and because they have the majority, they can vote it down. So if it is written in the bill, them can't stop it. So it might now put it in the bill. Somebody is asking in the chat room if the CEO of NARA will have more powers when the bill come to fruition than the Prime Minister. Obi, you answer that?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Prime Minister the boss.
The Prime Minister's boss. Remember that everything points to the minister, you know. And the Prime Minister will be the minister that's in charge of it. What happened?
Hold on, Obi. Go ahead, Raleigh.
So you really believe that the Prime Minister that make the CEO have more power than him, Colin?
No, man. I just asked the question and allow you to answer. Because the Prime Minister gives the CEO directives.
Yeah, man, the king that, man.
The Prime Minister of all the powers.
Yeah, man,
the
king that, man.
Points, well, they change it now. That the Prime Minister appoints the CEO, cabinet have something to do with it now. But it makes no difference in my view because the Prime Minister is the chairman of cabinet.
A cabinet, so that makes no difference.
The Prime Minister appoints all cabinet members.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And importantly, Colin, is that implicit in that is that there's a clause there that would insulate the CEO from any form of action taken against him.
And the Prime Minister can fire the CEO at
only
any
the Prime
time.
Minister can deal with him.
Only the Prime Minister
can fire him anytime.
Yeah, only the Prime Minister can do that. Nobody else can do that.
So implicit in all of what it goes further. The more you think of it, the more the power of the Prime Minister is unfettered.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. All right, caller. We're taking a few more before we close. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, man. All right.
1-876-804-7072. Caller, good evening. Caller, turn off the instrument in the background, please. Go ahead.
Colin, good afternoon to you, Raleigh, and if Colin is still there.
Yeah, man. Everybody's here. Right.
You listen to you listen to the PAC something today?
Yes, I listened to it. Yes.
Boy, it's alarming. It's alarming. You know, if you agree with me and Colin and Raleigh. The Auditor General say man get $1.4 billion and we spend 20 million out of it.
I never hear that part. Who get that money?
Yes, man. Me hear that with me ears and somebody tell me. Me listen.
No, hold on. I'm not saying no.
Then get one. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, man. Tell us where you hear. Come in, me not hear that part there.
Yeah, man.
I didn't hear it either.
Like how much? Like 500 million Jamaican, but 1 point at US. But everything come to $1.44 billion. And the Auditor General say all in spending out it at 20 million.
And where the rest of it go?
But we don't know any people in the Westmoreland still living in no house with no roofs.
Hold on, caller. Hold on. You sure you don't hear that they said that the damage came up to almost $1 billion, but they did not submit it?
No.
But I never catch it from the start. So I never hear about that.
Who
get that?
That
was the
get
university. Oh, yeah, because...
Come on,
hold on. The Auditor General, I think, gave some report on the real-time audit that she was doing on Hurricane Melissa recovery. That's the part you're talking?
Yes.
Well, I never listened to that part. I have to go back and listen to the first part of it.
So hold on. The point that we have to...
The man will spend 20 million out of 1 billion.
So that money, did the audit...
ODPM. Hold on. Let me read something here. Jamaican $1.44 billion was received in cash donation from Hurricane Melissa from Support Jamaica Initiative and the direct donation. However, it revealed that only $26 million or Jamaican, the thing stopped there, so. I'm waiting on more information from one of my listeners. So let me read what the person said again. It said 1.44 billion was received in cash donation from Hurricane Melissa from the Support Jamaica Initiative and the direct donation. However, it revealed only $26 million or, so I'm waiting on the rest of the information, or 1.8% was really spent. Hey, we have to go dig in at that.
Yes.
Thanks, Carla. Thanks for bringing it up. We have to go dig in at it.
Yeah, man.
We have to go dig in at it.
Man, wicked man. All right, may I go and listen? What time the show close up?
We are close off in a few minutes, but we have to go dig in at that. Thank you for that.
All right, but you saw me talk about.
Yes.
Remember, we're really authentic.
Yes,
we're
man.
really authentic round here. No
yes,
tabloids.
Man, truth we want round here. No tabloid. That's why when you say,
so more and Ralston discuss that, you know. If I even tomorrow. So I'm to the morning show, man. I'm to the morning show. I'm interested in.
Hold on. We're working on the morning show. We're sorting out the logistics. The people are ready, but there are certain little logistics where we need to sort out. So as soon as we sort that out,
I'm willing to invest, you know.
Yes, man.
I'm willing to invest, you know.
Yes, sir. We are going to do the morning show. But just give us some time to sort out the logistics. That's when we can come consistent. We don't want to come this morning and not come tomorrow morning. You understand? So we are sort out the logistics.
All right, so and
then we are going to do the morning show. It's
going to be hold up your line. Hold up your line.
Bless up. One love. People want the morning show rally. We are going to do it. We just need to sort out the logistics. Go ahead.
Colin, you see the important point here, because whichever way it is sad because to have so much money and
Yeah,
have the
spend so
people
little.
suffering and
Yeah,
you
man.
spend so little,
Yeah,
that
man.
is troubling itself. The other point that is also even more troubling is that with that small amount of money spent, can the remaining of the money being accounted for? Where is it? So it's a two-pronged situation there, huh?
You know,
So
I have a
let's see.
clip, Obi. I have a caller, but I have a clip I found. Because I remember when we were talking about the university debacle, you were saying that there was something in the University Act that allowed the university to allow people to use the tax exemption. You remember that argument, Obi?
Yeah, man, I remember clearly.
I'm going to take a call and then I'm going to play something for you. Caller, good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, blessed evening, Godfathers.
Bless up.
Everybody, you know,
Yeah,
and, you know, understand. The information with the caller try to get to is that the real-time audit what the auditor did shows that since February 23, 2026, between Hurricane Melissa and Hurricane Beryl, there was a donation of $1.4 billion, which out of that, they only spent $26 million. So yes, it was said that they collect $1.44 billion for between both Beryl and Melissa in donation, and only $26 million. So he was right.
And that was in the PAC today.
Yes.
All right. So I caught the PAC when they were talking to the former board chairman. That's where I caught it. So I'll definitely go and get the rest.
All right.
Thing is even worse than what we thought on the surface, because here it is. It's pun 2 hurricane period.
Hold on.
And Beryl.
All right, Obi. So
yes,
Howard Mitchell was tasked with doing some investigation in the university hospital thing. Listen to this. This is a 30-second clip. Listen to it. Where is it? It's a 30-second clip. Oh. Is it playing? Hold on. I don't know why it's not coming up. Hold on.
The act, that is the piece of legislation.
Let me start it. Hold on, listen to it now.
So first of all, yes, we have made 5 recommendations. The act, that is the piece of legislation that established the hospital is older than me, and that's very old. It's 78 years old.
Okay.
And it needs changing to bring it up to modern standards. So that is an immediate and urgent requirement. For instance, that is the act that allowed the customs exemptions from customs duty without any appropriate process. We also...
You hear the man say? 70-year-old act is the piece of act that gave rise to the university tax exemption being used. We also have to dig more deeply into that. But let me take the final call, and then I take something from you, Obi, and then from Ralston. Go ahead, caller. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Colin.
Yes, sir.
There's a question for Ralston. I just want to find out something because I read an article, I think a Sunday in the Observer. I say Observer clippings where shows the government hide the pension fund to help build back for Melissa. Why is it that the government keep on keeping every fund? I just want some clarity on that. And we think Jamaica people need to hear from that because right now the pensioners them could start for it.
Yeah, man, I believe that's a dangerous development, yeah. And we have to ensure, that is one of the reasons that we also have to ensure that the NARA thing have a board and have accountability, because pension funds are long-term funds that you need to invest in infrastructure and all of those things. But we have to make sure that proper choices are made. Yeah, because it is the people's pension money and we have to play it safe with people's pension money. You can't take a whole lot of risk with pension money. Right now, the pension is only $700 billion we have in that fund. Only about 20% of all of the people who are working at Jamaica are in any approved retirement scheme. So we have to be very careful as to what we do with those money. And that is why this whole NARA thing has to come under scrutiny. Yeah, man.
You know,
All right, caller.
Right, thanks. Yeah, man. Thanks.
One more before we go, Obi. One more. Go ahead, caller. Good evening and welcome.
Yes. Hey, Colin, you can talk?
Yes, man. Go right ahead. We're live on the air.
Hey, let me ask you a question. You guys raised 2 points that may have some problem with. And one is as related to the Prime Minister's pension. I can't see why you guys are supporting a pension for the Prime Minister. When you have a young man like Holness, who have never held another job in his life, and if he were to be voted out of office right now, we have to go pay him pension for the rest of his life. That makes sense. A Prime Minister's job is for somebody over 50-year-old, right? Who have served his country by in some other industry and has made his name, right? And don't need the public pension. The country is a poor country. Cannot afford to pay a young man like Holness if and when him demit office for the rest of his life. The kind of salary that he get right now.
All right, caller, let me tell you why I agree with it. And I might not agree with it for Andrew Holness based on what he has done. But when you look at the whole thing in perspective, when a prime minister is governing the country, the only thing that should be on his mind is running Jamaica and then his immediate family. Yeah? The prime minister shouldn't be running any other. Hold on. The prime minister, in my view, shouldn't be running any kind of business at all while he's been running Jamaica. The prime minister should not be buying no stocks and no bonds. If he had them before him going up government, him should have locked them off in some secret something. There's no activity.
Blind trust. The problem you have is you recruit him too young.
No. But whether young or old, once you become prime minister, is not everybody in the country going to become prime minister.
No, but Colin, if you have a business, if you're a lawyer, you have a lawyer office, you have a lawyer firm. Yeah. If you are the head of Grace Kennedy or your thing like that, you will already establish yourself in a business.
No, so what you're saying to us, hold on, what you're saying to us is only rich people supposed to become prime minister.
No,
I don't agree with that.
No, let me tell you something. And if you ever put up yourself a prime minister, I'll vote you out.
No, but I don't agree.
You're too young for the job.
So why you never ensure that Andrew Holness to become prime minister? When Andrew Holness turned prime minister, he broke on me.
Listen, man. No, hold on. I'm not a labor right, you know.
No, I'm not saying I'm labor right, and I'm not putting politics in it.
I understand something.
No, I'm not putting politics.
No, hold on. Can I just weigh in a bit and say something?
I couldn't stop it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, caller, finish your point. Finish your point, and then we'll be going.
No, what I'm saying is, right, is no matter, my feeling is my feeling. I couldn't change that course of history. I couldn't do nothing about it. I sit down and I lament. I call a number of people. I call Mr. Pickersgill and I say, Bobby, we're going to live through this. This man should have never get the job in the first place. Bruce Golding did us an injustice. Because there are other people in the party that could have assumed that position, right? But this guy's never held another job in all his life. And people, and further to that also, I hear you talking about his wife being the speaker. She had not to have that job in the first place. Conflict of interest.
I agree with that.
It's plain as day. Conflict of interest.
I agree with that part.
So I can't want to sit down and say, defend that boy, she could have the job, that sort of thing. She had the prime minister, the party leader, prime minister, and his wife, a speaker of the house. What do you expect?
I agree with that, but I don't agree with you that because the man was too young, him shouldn't become prime minister. I don't subscribe to that part. Hold on, caller.
The prime minister of the country was the job description for the prime minister should be over 50-year-old.
Hold on, go ahead.
That should be the job description.
Go ahead, Obi.
What happened? We're governed by a constitution, and the constitution states that you can sit in the parliament at age 21, and by virtue, not 21. No, man.
18.
No, not 18.
No. What?
No, it's not 18. No. 18 is the legal age to vote. But you can't become an MP. You cannot become an MP at age 18. Check your fact. Check that one.
It's 21 you become MP?
Yes, I think it's 21 is the minimum age.
All right, I'll check that.
All right, I think that's it. However, what I'm saying, so by virtue of that, if we are going to talk about the age of somebody being prime minister, then we have to basically visit the constitution. We have to visit the constitution on that and change the constitution. Remember also that what that would do, whoever is the prime minister, young or old, it would effectively, and in the case of a young person, if you get the job early, it would basically stymie your opportunity to go out there and to make to do things, to raise funds. If you are concentrating solely and doing the prime ministership work, which is what you should be doing. And what we're seeing here that get Mr. Holness into all sorts of problem based on the cause he is not spending the time and really just concentrating on the job of prime minister. And I dare say, I believe that that was the wisdom of a PJ Patterson when he put that in place. So you basically have literally wearing blinkers. You know, you have blinkers in doing the job solely of prime minister. So I remain wedded to my view that, listen, I agree that the prime minister's pension should be at a level that basically render the prime minister from doing any other thing and staying focused on the job. I agree with you that what we have seen here is a lot of meddling from the present prime minister, and it caused a lot of questioning.
All right. Yeah, Obi, you're correct. You have to be 21 before you can become a member of the House of Parliament. So at 21, you can become a prime minister.
Absolutely.
Yeah, listen.
Go ahead if you have anything to say to that.
Yeah, I'm saying that you can't put no age limit on the prime minister. Michael Manley wouldn't be prime minister if he was waiting until 50. Bill Clinton wouldn't be president if he was waiting until 50. Tony Blair wouldn't be prime minister if he was waiting until 50. There's nowhere in the world where you have that
Barack Obama as well.
Yeah. So that is foolishness. Yeah, that's
right. So we're not going to go on our age. Call a final thing. If you have anything else to say.
Listening to the university thing, and the probe that's being taking place right now at the university hospital in the parliament, and this 40 million, what do you call it, Jennifer? The 40 million ghost employee payment that go to
no, it's 2 million.
Have you guys heard anything about that?
2 million they said for the ghost employee. 2 million.
Oh, it's only 2 million.
Yeah, they said it was only 2 million for the ghost employee.
It could have buy a couple of beds.
Of course it could. And maybe them not find everything there, that maybe there is more. But that's what they said. Okay. But thanks for the call. Call me tomorrow. Obi, your final thoughts.
Right, yes. Colin, the point that the clip that you played just now from Howard Mitchell, it was in written form in the Gleaner yesterday. Outlining all that, and I opine on it. The truth is that it is something that needs to be examined, because if that is the case, as it relates to the accusation against Jack Den and Dennis Gordon, would this exonerate him? We need to dig a little bit further into that to see exactly what that means. So what was the University of the West Indies Hospital within their right so to offer that tax exemption to Jack Den, especially against the background that Jack Den is a bona fide medical company, not a company that is bringing in garbage bag and so on and that sort of thing and selling it for 3 times the amount to the University of the West Indies, but a company that is providing dialysis, also offloading patients from the University of the West Indies Hospital. In closing, Colin and Raleigh, we can't let up on this narrow situation, and I think that this should be the final straw that brought the camel's back. Raleigh have been talking about the 28 civil society group and others right? That's certainly against the NARA bill with that clause there that the Prime Minister and by extension the Cabinet of Jamaica and the government decide that they will not move an inch on. And it begs the question, why is this? Why is this such a non-negotiable aspect of the bill that will give the Prime Minister unfettered access? I think that it is time for the PNP, the opposition, to really mobilize the people of Jamaica, even if it means that they will have to do a little bit more education around the country first, and then they move to mobilize the people, to show warm bodies out there in terms of a protest. It should not be allowed to see the time of the light of day. I rest my case.
Thank you, Conrad O'Brien. Ralston, I'm on your final piece.
Yeah, I say I have the same view. Peaceful protest is an integral part of democracy. We are seeing it in London. We are seeing it in Washington. We are seeing it in Germany. We are seeing it right across Europe. And the fact that the civil society groups are on the same page with the opposition means that the opposition should reach out to the civil society groups and to have peaceful protest about this thing, as also peaceful protest as to why is it that the Prime Minister has not addressed the country and say what is it that they are going to do in order to ease the pressure on the Jamaican people. It is not politics, it's about democracy. Yeah.
And it's about looking after the country's well-being.
Precisely. The Prime Minister has been derelict in not addressing the country in relation to this matter. Additionally, tomorrow, we'll be talking to the people at the Consumer Affairs Commission to tell the Jamaican people how they can navigate the increases in prices on their fixed salaries. So we're finding all kind of people to try and help the people because the Prime Minister has abdicated his responsibility. So you can listen to that at 12:40 tomorrow. Dorothy Campbell, communication specialist at the Consumer Affairs Commission, will be providing some advice to the people as to how they can navigate these choppy waters.
Respect, Ralston Iman. Thanks, my brother. We'll talk tomorrow.
Blessing. Yeah.
One love. Thanks to Ralston Iman. Thanks to Conrad O'Brien for joining us this evening. Thanks to you, the listeners and the viewers, and all the subscribers to Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed, please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Become a Portland Spice ambassador by sharing the channel to all the people in your contact. Invite them to come get credible information. The best discussion on governance in Jamaica takes place right here on Portland Spice TV. Mondays to Wednesdays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And yes, it is on the table that we're coming with a morning program. We're working out the logistics. As soon as we finalize those, you will be the first to know. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening for another riveting discussion right here on Portland Spice TV. Peace be with you, my people. One love.
Tell them to try pre-wee, big up Portland Spice TV. Tell them to try pre-wee, big up Portland Spice TV. Remember to subscribe. See, Portland Spice TV, Louis Culture say it once, so I say it again. Portland Spice TV. We are going to hold them and pop it off. Bogus match where we rip off. Subscribe, share, Portland Spice TV.